Hey you, and welcome to lesson 13. Today we will talk about colors and clothes. We will also talk about the present continuous or the present progressive. And we will practice speaking about things that are happening now. And we will end the class with the quiz, which you must not skip. All right, so let's get to it. We'll start today with clothes. You know, most people love clothes, especially women. They really like clothes. First thing, we will look at the pronunciation. Okay, it's not clothes or clothes or clothes. It's clothes, just like, you know, when you close a door. It's the same pronunciation, clothes. This is the plural. Cloth is a single form, but you don't use the single form cloth when you are talking about clothes. A cloth is something else. A cloth is like something you wipe your desk with. That's a cloth. Or something you wipe the window with a cloth. The plural is clothes, which what we wear. Verbs we use with clothes are wear. And you wear clothes. Okay, clothes are such as dresses, trousers. You use them to cover and protect or decorate your body. Okay, let's let's take a look at some examples. She usually wears smart clothes. She usually wears smart clothes. I'm just putting my clothes on. So the act of wearing your clothes, you can also use put on your clothes. Put on, which is a phrasal verb, which means phrasal verb. It is put on. Put on practically means wear. It's the same thing. Wear, it means put on, and you can say I'm putting on my clothes or I'm wearing my clothes. It's the same thing. Okay, now clothing names or clothing examples. Let's start with a sweater. A sweater, in a sentence, the washing powder bleached my sweater. A dress. Her tight dress restricted her movement. Restricted her movement, it means she couldn't move freely. It was restricted, her movement, because her dress was so tight. A t-shirt. The t-shirt was too small for him. Shorts. He was wearing some old shorts and a t-shirt. Skirt. The skirt and this blouse go together well. Go together well, it means they match. They make a good fit. Jeans. She wore shabby old jeans and a t-shirt. Shabby old jeans, it means like, you know, like worn out and old. Shabby. Shoes. This pair of shoes fit me well. Normally with shoes we use pair because there are two of them. We use pair with glasses because there are two lenses. We say pair of glasses, pair of shoes, pair of gloves, you know, anything that is a pair of pants or pair of trousers because it has two legs. So we always use pair with those. Coat. He took off his coat and sat down. Okay, notice here we said put on is wear. It's a phrasal verb. Same thing goes with take off. Take off is another phrasal verb that means remove. Okay, so you put on your clothes or you take off your clothes. You put on your shoes or you take off your shoes. It means you either wear, put on, or take off, remove. High heels. He could hear the clack of high heels walking past in the corridor. Suit. You look very smart in that suit. Cap. He picked his cap up off the ground and jammed it on his head. Socks. He took his shoes and socks off. Socks also we use pair because there are two of them, a pair of socks. Shirt. She should wear a thinner shirt in summer. Scarf. Emma wore a fringe scarf round her neck. Swimsuit. I'm sorry, that swimsuit is completely out of stock in your size. Out of stock, it means they don't have it. They don't have it at the store. Hat. She was wearing a red hat. Gloves. Tuck your gloves in your pocket so that you don't lose them. Jacket. She's only wearing a thin summer jacket. Long coat. Who wears a long coat and pants in the summer? Boots. I helped him pull his boots off. All right. Now, let's talk about some questions. To ask about clothes that someone wears, we use, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? That means, normally it means like, either you're talking now, what are you wearing now, if you can't see the person, or what are you wearing to the party, if you are planning ahead, or for example, if you want to know the brand of the clothes that someone is wearing. We also say, but for that we say, who are you wearing? Who are you wearing? It means you want to know the brand of the clothes. So, what are you wearing? I'm wearing a shirt. Are you wearing white socks? Yes, I am. Who are you wearing? That means the brand. I'm wearing Versace. Examples to answer with other pronouns. I'm wearing a black suit. I am wearing a black suit. So I'm wearing a shirt or I'm wearing a black suit. Who are you wearing? I'm wearing Versace or I'm wearing Armani. Now, if we talk about, if we want to describe a piece of clothing and we want to put a color, we must remember that the color goes before the noun or before the adjectives, always. Okay, so you say, I'm wearing blue jeans, not I'm wearing jeans blue. I'm wearing black sunglasses, not wearing sunglasses black. The color always goes before the noun or the adjective, always. She is wearing a white skirt, blue shirt, and black shoes. They are wearing red uniforms, color first. Let's talk about colors. Aren't they pretty? What color is it? It's blue. What's the color? It's black. What is your favorite color? How many colors do you know in English? Let's study them all. So let's study some colors. Beige. Beige. Black. Black. Blue. Blue. Brown. Brown. Green. Green. Gray. Gray. Orange. Orange. Pink. Pink. Purple. Purple. Red. Red. White. White. Yellow. Yellow. Let's move on from colors to the present progressive or the present continuous. Now, the present progressive or present continuous basically mean the same thing. We studied the present simple before, and we said the present simple, we use the base form of the verb, but if it's he, she, or it, then we add s, and we said we use the present simple if it's something that happens routinely or on regular basis, for facts, for something that it's true about someone. We use the present simple, but the present continuous, we use it for some things that are happening right now. And when we use a present simple, we add ing to the verb. It becomes continuous. Okay, but don't forget the verb to be. Normally, when we have a present continuous, we must have verb to be in order for us to use the ing. This is a rule. Okay, so let's take a look at this sentence. I am learning English now. I am learning English now. We have am, which is the verb to be, and then we have learning. We have the ing. So how do we make a present simple? Is we use the subject plus verb to be, which is any of these, plus ing with the verb. Okay? So we have the subject. We have the subject plus any of these plus the ing plus verb in the ing form. When do we use a present continuous? Present continuous is a verb tense that is used to show that an ongoing action is still happening or happening until this moment. Ongoing, it means continuing to happen. Either at the moment of speech, like for example, I'm just leaving work. It means I'm just leaving work. I'll be home in an hour. It means this is happening at this moment as we are speaking. I'm leaving work. Or please be quiet, the children are sleeping. They're sleeping right now, my children, so be quiet. Remember, do you mind? We talked about it before. This is a good place to use do you mind. Like, do you mind? My children are sleeping. Be quiet. Okay? So we use do you mind, if we're upset about something. We use the present continuous also. We use the present continuous when we are, we use the present continuous to show that an action is going to take place in the near future. Okay? So, the use of present continuous for things that are happening right now. Like, for example, I am teaching you English. I am teaching you English. You are learning English. You are learning English. This is happening right now. We also use the present continuous if we want to talk about something that is going to happen in the near future. We use it to make arrangements. All right? How do we do that? All right, let's take a look at this example. Mary is going to a new school next term. Mary is going to a new school next term. Term is a British word for semester, which is the American word. Mary is going to a new school next term. Notice here we said is going, and it's not happening now, but it's going to happen in the future. It is an arrangement. We use the present continuous for arrangement. What is an arrangement, you might ask? An arrangement is something we have planned and confirmed, and we are going to do in the future. This is called an arrangement, confirmed plans that you are already doing in the future. We use a present continuous. This is called an arrangement. What are you doing next week? It means, do you have any arrangements for next week? What are you doing next week? Present continuous questions. How do we make a question? We start the questions for the present continuous with the verb to be. So either am, is, or are, depending on the noun that follows. If it was I, we will use am. Am I happy? Or if you use a present continuous, am I going to the party? I don't know. I'll see. Okay? Am I going to the party? So this is am. Is, if you say, is he sleeping here tonight? Is he sleeping here tonight? So the form is or am or are plus the subject plus the verb plus the ing. Are you listening? Are they coming to your party? We can also use a question word to start the question, okay? Normally, if we put a question word, it will go before the verb to be. So it will be, for example, instead, are you listening? We will say, why are you listening? Okay? Question words are always at the beginning. If we start, if we have an auxiliary question, we started with the verb to be, that's fine. But if you want to use a question word, then it will go before the verb to be. Are they coming to the party? When are they coming to the party? So it will be the same thing. We just put the question word at first. When is she coming home? When is he going home? What is he doing here? She's going home at 7 o'clock. He is searching for the treasure. Present continuous in the negative form, we just add not. Okay? We add not after the verb to be. So instead of I am playing, I'm not playing. He is sleeping, he's not sleeping. They are traveling, they are not traveling. Now, let's take a look at this phrase, what's the matter? Now, when do we use what's the matter? We usually ask someone what's the matter if we know that something is wrong, if they look not happy, worried, angry, upset, or you sense, you feel that there is something wrong with that other person, so we ask this question, what's the matter? You don't ask someone who is happy, what's the matter? It's just wrong, it's weird. Okay, you only ask people what's the matter if you think they are upset or they're not doing well. Let's take a look at this example. What's the matter? I have a headache. I have a headache. Then, after that, you can give him or give her a suggestion. It means give them an advice on something they should do. Let's practice. Okay. Oh, no, let's practice this together. Then you give him, okay. Here, when we are talking about giving suggestions, we use let's. That's one of the most popular, words to start a suggestion with, let's. So let's talk about making suggestions and using what's the matter. So let's do a conversation practice. What's the matter? I'm tired and bored. Why don't you have a cup of tea? That's a good idea. Sit down, I'll make it for you. Okay, so as you can see here, we asked someone what's the matter because that person didn't look happy. So we said, what's the matter? And it turned out that the person is tired and bored. So the suggestion here, we used the phrase, why don't you? Why don't you? So we use let's as a suggestion. Let's, and here we use why don't you. This is also a good way to make a suggestion. Let's look at the other conversation. What's the matter? What's the matter? I have a bad headache. I have a bad headache. Why don't you take some aspirin? Why don't you take some aspirin? I don't have any. It's okay, I can give you some. Okay? So another way to make a suggestion. Why don't you? Let's and why don't you are good ways to make a suggestion. So normally we ask what's the matter to someone who doesn't look happy or it looks like there is something wrong. And then when we hear what's wrong, it is nice to offer, to give them a suggestion about something they can do to help their situation. So we use why don't you or we use let's. Okay, now let's do some short conversation practice with present continuous. What's Miss Chang doing? She's writing a letter. Oh, that's nice. Okay, is verb to be, writing, verb plus ing. What are you doing? What are you doing? Can't you see I'm working? I apologize. I apologize is a different way of saying I'm sorry. Question form, we put the verb to be plus verb and ing, and in the answer we use am working, we am and verb plus ing. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm reading a book. Is it interesting? Okay, are, doing, am, reading. Who is singing that song? Who is singing that song? Amal Kudul. Oh, it sounds terrible. That's not very nice. Who is washing the dishes? The children are. Child labor is illegal. Bite me. Bite me is something we say, like, I don't care what you think, bite me. Okay? So, and child labor is illegal. So don't make your children do things like that. Just an advice. You might go to jail if they reported you at school. Okay, so let's see what we must remember. You must remember all the colors that we've taken and the close words. You must remember how to use the present progressive, and most importantly, you must remember why to use the present progressive. 2 reasons. First one is to talk about something that is happening right now at this moment. The other reason is to talk about future arrangement, something that is confirmed or planned to do in the near future. All right, this will wrap it up for today. And don't forget to take the quiz. No skippy. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Have a good one.